quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. I'm back, baby. By the way, this is a lie. Don't tell them, but I have actually played Oblivion. Only you guys can be aware of that. If anybody asks, is this really his first playthrough? You have to be like, yes, it is. Stop asking questions. Stop asking. That's dangerous. One time in college, I was living with my friend Barrett the summer of 2010, and I did play Oblivion for about 3 hours. I hated it. I started the game, I immediately found an Oblivion gate, and I just got stuck in it for like 3 hours. The combat was not fun, and it was clunky and confusing, and the thing didn't have like scaling difficulty or something. It was just dumb, and I quit, and I was like, this game fucking sucks. And that's why I didn't try Skyrim when it first came out, because I was like, Oblivion kind of blew, man. And then, you know, a year later after that, or actually years later, when I finally had a good computer, I tried Skyrim and I was like, oh, this is actually really fun. This is a great game. This is fun. But technically, I played Oblivion for about 3 hours, literally 15 years ago. If anybody asks, just tell them it's first time. Like, we just have to make this seem interesting. You know what I mean? Streaming is all about lying. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why the title says C-word, it's because I'm not allowed to put the word coward into the title of a stream for some reason. That is apparently like too much. And so I put C-word. I tried writing coward like this, coward, and that did not work. It caught that. So I just wrote C-word instead, which, by the way, sounds like I'm talking about the C-word, which is a lot worse than coward. Coward isn't like a bad word, man.
Can we pour one out for Skootish? It was nice knowing him, so sad Doug had to take him out back.
I do want to let everybody know that Skootish, my literal employee of the month for over 12 months, was fired. I do want to point out that Skootish was hired to do literally nothing for the company, and that when we hired him officially and signed the contract in September for, again, I'm paying him $5 a day forever up until he was fired, he told me right after signing it off stream, hey, just so you know, I have some friends at Nintendo and the Zelda movie trailer is going to be announced in like 2 weeks. And I was like, ah, damn. Well, I mean, it would have been funny if this lasted for a little bit longer, but whatever. I guess it, you know, wasn't meant to be. Fired. And instead, it lasted, what, like how long was this? It lasted 9 months. But eventually GTA 6 did get delayed, and he earned $1,115 for doing absolutely nothing. And then he submitted an invoice to me. I have to pay this. I have bills to pay, and I have to also work Skootish's payment in. He hasn't even watched the video. It is entirely about him, because he would have been fired if he had watched anything related to DougDoug. That was his job. He was so good at it. I gave everybody on the company permission to give him employee of the month. And so he got employee of the month, I want to say like 100 times in the past 9 months. Like, he was a stellar employee. However, I fired his ass, and I'm so glad. I'm invoiced you. I'm gonna need that soon, Chief. Let's just say the paperwork might get lost for a few weeks, Skootish. Let's just say there might be a delay. Oh, sorry, we're running into some regulatory issues with our payment processing software. Oh, sorry, Skootish. Looks like there was an overdraft in the bank account. I wonder how slowly would I have to pay Skootish all the money I owe him in order for him to take me to court. Which, to be clear, would be really funny, Skootish. Like, if I only pay you $1 per day for the next 1,100 days.
Rip Skootish. He did nothing wrong. He also did nothing right.
That's a good description.
Just calling in to say, as a history nerd, you always make me scared and confused when you call Shakespearean English Old English. That's not Old English. Old English was the purely Germanic language used by the Anglo-Saxons.
Jesus, take the wheel.
England
TIL, didn't know that. That being said, I'm going to keep calling it Old English, and here's why. Do you know the Dunning-Kruger effect? The Dunning-Kruger effect is the phenomena where somebody thinks they know a lot about a subject, but then when they start actually learning about it, they realize they know almost nothing. And then as they become a genuine expert, they start to feel more confident. So it's this funny thing where, like, you think something is pretty simple if you don't know much about it, but then the more you learn about it, you suddenly become really unconfident, and then you go back again. And that's not actually what the Dunning-Kruger effect is, but that's what everybody thinks the Dunning-Kruger effect is. I'm gonna keep saying that's what the Dunning-Kruger effect is because society has just moved and evolved to a point where that's what they think it is. Same thing with Old English. Everybody thinks it's like Shakespearean English and not like Canterbury Tales. Or no, that's exactly what you're saying. That's not Old English. At any rate, you are correct, and I'm gonna keep doing it wrong because that's what most people think. Lying for fun. Also, you gotta remember, streaming is about lying. The more stuff I just say confidently that's wrong, the more people engage with the content and write angry comments. And that's how I milk you for your subscribership. Just got here, what are we doing today? Playing Oblivion, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, sounds like you answered it. One of my favorite comments from the AI explaining video that I made was when Doug opens his mouth, you just know he's gonna say something, which I can't imagine is an original comment. I'm sure that's said on the other parts of the internet, but I love that. That's such a good line. It feels so potent and means nothing. That's the type of like commentary I strive for. It sounds important or thoughtful and it means nothing. That's what I hope to contribute to the world. Can I say something that's a little rude? What am I talking about? I'm a streamer. That's my entire job. David Attenborough looks really old, man. I don't know how much longer we're gonna get David Attenborough. I started watching a little bit of Planet Earth 3. He's getting really old. And I don't mean to be an asshole. I don't mean to be oldest. He doesn't look like his body will continue to function for much longer. Dude, he's 99.
Hey Doug, have you thought of playing Blueprints? I've never tried it, but I have done Red Piss. Would not recommend. You have to go to doctor and everything.
Dude, I have been playing some Blueprints. It's really good.
Doug, you should play Blueprints on stream. I want to laugh at how bad you are at it.
I feel
Everyone
like
would love it and have a great time.
I'm pretty good. One of the cool things about streaming is that you are constantly revealed to be an idiot. Like I had built up my mental model of myself to be like a pretty intelligent person, and then that's just been cratering over the past like 2 years. Ah! What the fuck? That scream was cowardly. No. What's that quote about fear? Being a champion is about not having fear. It's about using that fear and projecting it on your opponent. That quote is from the guy who trained the guy. No, not David Attenborough. It's the guy who trained the guy who was good.
It is a virgin blade.
I feel like just use the word unused or like new. I'm just imagining going to Home Depot and being like, hey, I'm looking for a virgin power drill.
Hey Doug, I actually have never heard him refer to it as a virgin blade before. Did you get a unique dialogue?
Okay, all right. That was well played.
Hi Doug, I'm going out to buy a defiled car right now. None of those virgin cars for me.
Don't. It's just a strange terminology to use for a weapon.
This is Bill from Windows Security. We noticed a problem with your computer. It's full of viruses. You need to download this program to help.
Hey, this is Bill from Windows Security. Dude, do you guys get like spam texts that just don't make any sense? There's so many spam, like weird attempts at scamming people nowadays. I got one that was like, hey, it's your neighbor. It looks like your dog got into our backyard. And I was like, what is the point of this? Where are you trying to go with this? So I replied and I was like, oh, sorry, that's actually not mine. My dog died yesterday. And I was just like, I just want to see what response they'll give to this. And then I got no follow-up. I don't understand what the point is.